have a quick announcement. Caroline in the room. Got our official jacket on.
Good luck to the higher done. This month to recognize, appreciate, and support all of our first responders. And in the past, we've done that in different ways this year, and our years going forward, we want to partner with the St. John's County Sheriff's Office and support their Special Teams Association. We have had several sponsors for this evening, so I want to recognize a few of the sponsors. We've had the Bridgehaven Academy. Also, they kind of did a merger, so I don't want to say it wrong. Big and Bethel House, right? Okay, so as you guys know, we partner with them for many things throughout the year. They teach, educate, support autistic kids and young adults in our community. And they could not be here this evening, but they did send their best and were sponsors for the evening. We have some anonymous sponsors. One big sponsor we have, K9 United. They support the Sheriff's Office year-round all over the state of Florida. And then one of those that are not on there is the Rainy Street Extension. So we did our beautiful banner. Go take a picture, put it on social media, let everybody know you're here and who our supporters and sponsors were. And let me try to get one. High guns, they're playing here for free. So definitely count. So make sure you tip them out. A couple of housekeeping things. Ladies' bathrooms over there, the men's bathrooms over there. You can get raffle tickets for that amazing basket on the food table, which is probably worth at least $1,400 at least. It's amazing. There are less club tickets to get in, plus $250 to do while you're there. In addition to chocolate football, cherry, all kinds of great stuff. So make sure you're getting it. We also have Alicia who will be walking around with the 50 tickets. So make sure you grab those. And then I also want to invite Sheriff Hardwick up here to say a few words about
Caroline, thank you. And Post 233, thank you. I'm actually a member of Legion Post 194, which is in West Augustine. And we spent 25 years in the United States military, a couple of years overseas in combat zones. That's what we're here for tonight. What we're here for tonight is actually two things. Tomorrow, I guarantee every one of you, tomorrow morning, on 9/11 of 2001, you remember exactly where you were when we were all watching the TVs when just under 3,000 Americans were killed in something, a terrorist attack on the American soil. So tomorrow, I simply tell you, we have multiple events we're going to around town. One is downtown St. Augustine, the fire department that we did there. The survivor is actually speaking tomorrow morning, 8:30. And then there's multiple events throughout the entire county tomorrow. So I'm Rob Hardwick, I'm your sheriff. On behalf of our 900 or 900 members of the St. John's County Sheriff's Office, it's truly a privilege that my wife and I serve as your sheriff. And I'll tell you what, man, a veteran of the Florida Highway Patrol. He retires as a major. He's back. I gave a little coin too, so he's very happy man. But what the association is real quick is actually, under the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, your tax dollar will pay for a lot of things men and women in the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office do. However, there's some things that we think that actually come better from the community being involved, being engaged in. We have a mounted unit, a horse unit. With that being said, a lot of things in the horse unit were totally donated by through the association, the trailers, the horses. We're just trying to show that community partnership. Also to our canine units, our SWAT units, there's things in there too that we as taxpayers, you as taxpayers, we as taxpayers do not want to spend your money on. We want to use other types of funding for sources to actually fund those important things. Also to that fund, like I said, we're over 905 members of the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. We get over 400,000 calls for service in our community, in our county. We're one of the lowest crime rated communities in the United States of America as we speak today on violent crime. And I'm just going to give a little shout out on one thing here. Our crime increase in St. Johns County for citizens just like you and me, leaving our firearms, our purses, our computers, and our unlocked car doors. So we ask you to secure your firearms and please don't leave your car in a locked car. That being said, Carolyn, we want to thank you in Post 233 for your continuous, you'll always stand behind us, beside us, next to us, in front of us, law enforcement, first responders, United States military. Thank you for your service. I want to give you a point for my wife and I. And thank you for your partnership and what you continue to do for us. Have a great night tonight, everybody. Remember, tomorrow is a special day. Don't forget this country we live in, and we live free, like no other country. I've traveled this entire world, my entire military career, and nobody lives as free as we live in this country. It's because of people like you that support people like me. Thank you, and God bless America.
Let's give it up one more time for Sheriff Hardwick. I'm going to give you all notice. I'm going to recognize you.
Oh, hell no. Look at that motherfucker. I'm just fucking crazy with the camera on. Yes, yes.
the guitar player is white in the crowd, the guitar player would like a cool beverage. Jeanette, Fergie had a beer. That's all I'm going to throw it up here. So they stop por favor. Hey, Sean, I know what I want. You want a beer? Yeah. I want a beer, but what do you want? I want you to want me. Sheriff from Hardwick, cheers to you, Ryder. Cheers, bitch.
You have one?
Cheers. watched it last night.
Yes, it is. It's on participation tonight, especially for parents, right? Especially I want you guys and girls. Okay, you get 2 courses for the song, everyone. 2 courses. You can either start it meaningful, lovely, holy, power, relaxed, emotional, and caring, softly, or hard, tough, mean, rockin' hard. Who wants it soft? Who wants it hard? Rock hard. Who wants to start the song soft? Yes. Who wants to start it soft? Who wants to start it hard? Nobody? Here you are. Soft or hard? Because I'm looking at you, and you run this place.
you haven't figured out